Welcome, everybody. Happy Earth Day. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday. I'm going to do my best to make it through today with my voice. I'm feeling a lot better. Yeah, it's just my voice. So I have my mic turned up today. Can you guys hear me okay? Greetings, Jackie. Happy Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, Christine. Lisa, hello. Julie, hi, Lori. Good morning, Amber. Hello, Donna from Florida. If you guys were here with me on Friday, I was starting to lose my voice. Friday, I got the body sick. I was sick all day Saturday. Yesterday, I chose not to talk because I knew I had to do a lot of talking today. Yeah, but I do love Earth Day. My birthday is coming up. My birthday's on Saturday, the 27th. And when I was a kid, I used to always, because like the rest of my family, their birthdays fall like on January 1st, on Christmas, the day before the 4th of July, the day after Valentine's Day. Everyone has like a holiday associated with their birthday. And so to try to fit in, I'd be like, oh yeah, my birthday is right near Earth Day. But like no one knew what the hell Earth Day was in the 90s. Kara says you're hearing well. Awesome. Awesome. Good morning, Suzanne. Hi, Becky. Hello, Mimi and Kiana. Hi, Patty. Greetings, Lori. Happy Earth Day. Welcome, welcome. Heather, your birthday is on Friday. Happy early birthday to you as well. I love my Taurus friends. Speaking of which, my Taurus course is now available to the public on Insight Timer. So if you are not aware of what I'm talking about, I just started. This is the second release of 12. I'm going to give you guys an astrology course every season. And I don't sound like this on the course. I actually sound good. But every season, I'm going to give you guys a course on Insight Timer where I describe the energies available during Taurus season, during Gemini, during Cancer season. And then I give you an embodiment technique so you can embody the energies of the season into your life. This is really throwing me off. I hope you guys are okay with it. Violet, good morning. Hello, Elena. Lori wishes us both a happy early birthday. Violet saw it, planned to listen today. This one is a longer course. There's 4 embodiment techniques. So use it however you want. There's no pressure to use them all. Just see what resonates. Hello, Tam. Hello, Maxine. All right, guys, so today we're here to talk about the full moon that's happening tomorrow, April 23rd. This full moon is happening at 4 degrees of Scorpio. 4 degrees of Scorpio. And it peaks at 6:20 p.m. Central Time. So adjust for whatever time zone that you are in. I just want to say this. There's something interesting about this full moon. There's something very deep and mysterious about this full moon. I met with my Embody Astrology Patreon group last Thursday, and I gave them my deep, deep explanation of this full moon. And at the end of it, I was like, Jacqui, what the hell are you talking about? I felt like I was speaking so incredibly conceptually, and that was making sense to me. That was like the only way that this message wanted to come through. And even today, I was making my notes for today, and it's still coming through extremely conceptual. There's something about this full moon that like doesn't want to be put literal, that doesn't want to be explained in like a, I don't know. It's very mysterious. It's heavy Scorpio, heavy Pluto energy. So just take that with a grain of salt. Kiana says, welcome to my world. I'm a Scorpio sun and Cancer moon. So maybe my water people will get what I'm talking about today, because I'm very earth and air. I'm all earth and air. So I'm very mental and grounded. So when it comes to this, like, excuse me, when it comes to this conceptual, like it's fun to play with, but when I can't put it into words, I'm like, what the hell am I talking about? Good morning, Anik. Okay, Sophia, you watched the replay. You loved it. It does make sense. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so this full moon peaks tomorrow evening. tomorrow, Tuesday, April 23rd, 6:20 p.m. Central Time. Hello, Bonnie. So full moons are a time of culmination. It's a cycle coming to a close. And the full moon happening in Scorpio feels like completing a cycle of transformation. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Scorpio rules the 8th house of astrology. And all of these three are related to themes of transformation. So that's essentially what I'm feeling completely for this full moon, is closing a cycle of transformation. And that can mean so many different things for you. If you want to look at your natal chart and look at where 4 degrees of Scorpio lies, it's going to be at the very beginning of Scorpio, close to the Libra symbol, just to see which area of life this cycle of transformation is coming to a close. So this is a very timely full moon because we're coming off of eclipse season. We had our eclipses on March 25th and April 8th, and eclipses bring monumental fated change. Then we had our Jupiter-Uranus conjunction just this past Saturday. I might not be able to make it through today. And this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction had us welcoming in an abundance of unexpected resources. We've also had a ton of North Node and Chiron activity because the personal planets were transiting through Aries, passing over the North Node, our destiny to heal ourselves. Chiron, our self-love, right? Our self-compassion, being able to heal ourselves. And as I was making my notes for this session today, the phrase came through my mind, the transformation is complete. And I sat with it and my ears started ringing and I got chills. The transformation is complete. That's the theme of what I'm going to talk about all day. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you might remember that back in December, I started receiving all of these messages that things are about to turn a corner. You're about to be compensated for the work that you've been putting in. And it was really strong. I was feeling it from multiple different areas of my life. It was so just known to me, and I saw it in other people as well, so I trusted the messaging. I've also shared a few times about my 2024 tarot spread. I pulled one card for each month. January, February, March was a bit of a struggle, but then April through the rest of 2024 was smooth sailing, easy street. And these messages, my December messaging, my 2024 tarot messaging, they complemented each other so well. So I want to remind you of something in regards to universal timing. Because when we do these types of practices, words come up like soon. This will happen soon. And you have to remember where this messaging is coming from. It's not coming from the 3D, right? These messages come from the universe, from a higher dimensional source. This is really important. I want to get it out to you guys. Soon can mean anything. It doesn't have the same meaning as we give it in this 3D dense dimension. Soon refers to the grand scheme of life. It doesn't mean next week. It can, but sometimes soon can mean 4 years from now when it comes to universal timing. And that's why developing trust in the universe is so important. And you can develop trust by developing gratitude for the present moment. If you're constantly waiting for what's coming soon, you're missing out on what you have now. And I know pretty much all of us have had a really rough few first months of 2024, okay? Like I see you, I hear you. There could be a lingering fear waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? It's been so hectic the first 4 months. If all this stuff already went down, what's next? And that can cause you to want to be prepared, to want to put up arms so it doesn't take you so far off course next time. But when you try to prepare for the unknown, it's not going to get you anywhere except out of the present moment. So with this full moon in Scorpio, what I know about this full moon is the transformation is complete. This tells me that the hardship is subsiding, that the hardest times are behind you, and now is the time to process. Now is the time to take the out breath, to drop the fear, drop the worried anticipation, let your body recalibrate, rest your voice maybe. The transformation is complete. Now is the time to learn how to use your new skills, your new tools. What have you learned over the last few rough months? What skills have you built? What qualities did you find inside of yourself to make it through? Now, how can you nurture those qualities? Sometimes we're like tea bags, and we don't know how strong we are until we're put in hot water. That's paraphrased from a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. But over the next 2 years, or 2 weeks, my goodness, universal timing, who knows, maybe it will be 2 years. Over the next 2 weeks, during the waning phase of the moon, as we have our second phase from full down to new, I advise processing whatever the hell you've just been through. Allow your emotions to speak to you, speak out, hear them all. Speak to your emotions as if they are sentient beings themselves. Hello, sadness, what do you have to say? Yes, I see where you're coming from, thank you. Validate your emotions. Hello, fear, what's frightening you today? Yeah, that does seem scary. Remember when we used to be afraid of this? And look at how it all turned out. These next 2 weeks, there's a lot going on in the sky, and it's serving this process of processing our emotions. Mercury stations direct just in a few days. On Thursday, Mercury stations direct. This is going to bring some mental clarity on what was gained in the first third of 2024. I'll be here on Wednesday to talk more about Mercury retrograde ending. And then in the next 2 weeks, we have Venus and Mars both entering their own signs, Taurus and Aries respectively. And this brings our divine masculine and divine feminine into balance. I'll be here a little bit, I don't remember the exact dates. You can check my insight timer, but I'll be here both to talk about Venus entering Taurus and Mars entering Aries. That's bringing our divine masculine, divine feminine into balance, right? Allowing everything to just be beautiful and divine. And then Pluto stations retrograde on May 2nd. That's going to be a whole doozy in itself. Then we have the Taurus new moon, 2 weeks from tomorrow. Taurus new moon on May 7th. And this new moon happens 3 degrees away from where the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction just happened. This abundant blessing of unexpected resource. In 2 weeks, guys, we have a new moon to set an intention to say, this is what I want, this is how I want to use it. We get to set a new intention regarding our tangible reality, Taurus, Earth. So I can promise you, okay, this is a guaranteed promise, if you leave your emotions bottled up and allow them to build up like a pressure cooker, you're going to be missing out on some major life lessons. You're going to be blocking your own growth, which may in turn block what blessings the universe is trying to deliver to you. Our emotions are guides. Did that come out? Guides, Guides, guides. They're here to steer you onto your highest path. The transformation is complete, but there's still some lingering energy. So these next 2 weeks offer a beautiful divine time to process, metabolize, and fully transmute the harsh start to 2024 so that we can welcome in a beautiful close to the year. Whatever transformation we were supposed to make this year, it's complete. So it's time to process, to welcome in everything that we've gained because of this. Paul really resonated with anticipating for the unknown. Spent a lot of years of my life in that anxious mindset. This came up with a friend the other day, and it was something about like, we think we need to prepare for what's coming, but if we truly live in the present moment and our mind is in the here and now, if something radical does happen, we have so much more peace and calm to handle it with. If we're constantly putting our mind in the future, then when stuff changes, we're completely discombobulated because we're not here. So that's where I see why we can get so anticipatory, like, oh, I got to prepare because the last time something threw me off, I was way thrown off. But it's because your mind was in the future. Your mind wasn't in the present. So it came up. Jenny's had this question this morning. What do I do now? Because it's like I'm on the other side of things. It's really, really weird. I'm different. The transformation is complete, Jenny. It's time to process these emotions. So I have to cut this short today, guys. I'm going to pull some cards because that's what we're all here for. I see some questions in the chat. I don't have the voice today to go through all of it. What I said today is what you guys are getting about the full moon. This is being recorded and it will be on my YouTube channel if you missed some things and you want to go back. I'm going to pull one card from each deck. Okay, so we're just going to get one answer for each question today. This is always a group reading, and today you don't have to choose a card. We're just going to get one for each because this is, it's tickly. It's very dry, and I don't want to keep coughing into the microphone. Happy birthday, Shauna. It feels like the most transformative. Same. I guess this is I could share a quick story. My birthday last year was a few weeks after I quit my part-time job. I was feeling so free, so just like, yeah, I'm going to do whatever I want. I was trying to reconnect to like fun Jacqui. When I was in high school, I used to make friendship bracelets all the time. I would like sit in class with my shoes off because I would loop the friendship bracelet around my toe and I would braid them. I was such a hippie in high school. So last year on my birthday, I just sat outside in the grass. I made myself a couple friendship bracelets, two to be exact, and I never wear things on my wrists, so it was like a big deal for me. And the first one fell off, and I had this like mind-altering realization. And the second one was hanging on. This first one fell off like 6 months ago. And the second one, I'm like, when's it going to fall off? Like, what message is it going to bring? And it was, I believe, Friday night into Saturday when I was sick. I was tossing and turning in my bed, and my bracelet fell off. And here's another, like, the transformation is complete. The first one, I had this huge realization. I made them both green, white, and black. And I had a huge mind blow moment of shadow, light, and heart. That's what the green, black, and white meant for me. And the first one came when I was trying to process that, like, there's 3 beings inside my one being, and it was huge. I can't go into it right now. But then this also feels like the transformation is complete. So we're going to use the Gateway of Light activation. And I'm just going to pull one card. I got to save my voice a little bit. I have clients today too. What has been transformed so far this year? What has been transformed so far this year? So feel free to send your energy into this deck. We're just getting one major powerful card to let us know what has been transformed this year. Because I know it's been a rough go at it for most of us. What feels to you guys like it's been transformed? Take yourself out of the pain of everything that's been happening. Put yourself in that mountain position that we were talking about on Friday. Whoops, that was a lot, too many. If you look at your situation from a higher perspective, what skills have you been gaining? I've been gaining a lot of flexibility. Yes. I'll get those later. Yeah, I've been gaining a lot of flexibility, a lot of able to work on the fly instead of having things my way. And let me tell you how uncomfortable that is for a Taurus to have things not the way I want them. Kiana, my true self and how I've been playing small for years, not aligned to what my true passions are. Yeah. Violet's felt so much growth and like wonderful things are happening. Lisa's letting go of fear and anxiety. Excuse me. Shauna, radical vulnerability and authenticity with myself. That's the most strong energy that emanates from us. We think it's love. We think that love is the strongest vibration, but it's becoming scientifically proven that authenticity is the strongest vibration because it's undeniable. You can't fake it. There's no way to fake authenticity. Christine's getting authenticity. Curve, faith and belief are two different things. This is what I've learned. Oh, that's beautiful. Alice, present moment, awareness and clarity. Deborah, acceptance. Jacqui, positive boundaries. I gotta do the cough drop. I can make it through 2 cards. I can do it. Eddie can finally relax your neck, shoulders, and back. Oh my gosh. I'm waiting for that. Hi, David. We're asking what has been transformed so far this year? Gateway of light activation. Thank you, Denise. I think I've ingested half a bottle of honey in the last 2 days. This is really funny. What has been transformed so far this year? Seraphim's gateway, voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. The seraphim are the highest form of angelic beings who are said to radiate from the heart of Source. They have been described in many different ways through the ages, but what is common is the idea that a brilliant light emanates from them. The word seraphim means burning ones, for in ancient times, light was associated with fire, as this was the main source of light within homes. These beings of infinite light are essentially divine love that is taking on an angelic form in order to serve the universe. When they have appeared physically, they have been described as having 6 wings, and they are known for their heavenly voices. In fact, miraculous planetary shifts are reported to take place when they sing. Maybe this is what their singing sounds like. In the heavenly realms, they sing in constant praise of the Creator. Other angelic presences report to them with regard to their spiritual duty. As it were, it doesn't operate in such a linear way, but this is the best way for us to understand the process. If you have ever woken up hearing your name being sung, the seraphim have visited you. When they come to you, know that you are blessed to be in the presence of angelic beings that emanate directly from the heart of Source. Their voices will help awaken the angelic presence you hold within so that you can support the expansion of the world. You are blessed to receive the light of the seraphim. Know that these beings of infinite light are singing your name in the heavens to unlock the power of your own voice. Angelic support surrounds you at this time. Know that you are safe, for you are being held by the presence of love. The seraphim are witnessing the glory of your being and activating your angelic qualities. You care deeply about the welfare of the planet and all her beings. In fact, you are hoping to make a great difference in the world, and the reason for this is you are carrying angelic light. Let it shine on the world around you. What has been transformed so far this year? You're becoming your angelic self. You're tuning into the energy of the heart of Source. You're learning how to ascend out of this 3D into acting more in alignment with divine love. And the seraphim are here to help you with this. This card came up personally for me last year when I was going through that huge transformation of leaving my job and working for myself. This is a super powerful card. If you've never heard of the seraphim, I recommend you read into them a little bit on your own and just see what speaks to you. But what has been transformed is your personal divine qualities, your personal angelic qualities. Wasn't I just saying too last time that I was feeling like Mother Teresa energy, Mother Mary energy? I don't remember where I was saying that. But that's what's coming up. Just being able to act through divine love because you've had it so hard, right? Hardship brings the ability to just suck it up and bear it. Not in like a victim way, not in like a self-deprecating way, but bringing that compassion, right? When you have to go through it yourself, you have more compassion for other people, so you learn to lead from the heart a little bit more. Kiana, that's where you're at. Nina, yes. I'm going to read Angel's comment while I let this coat my throat for a second, so pause for the radio silence. That's beautiful, Angel. I don't have the voice to read that out loud right now, but you got it. So we're transforming into our angelic selves. And my advice for you guys when I talked about the full moon was to take these next 2 weeks, process, move the emotions out of you, listen to the emotions that were stirred up during the rough start to this year. So I want to ask the Star Codes Astro Oracle advice for processing these lingering emotions. This is advice for processing. I love that for you, Kiana. All right, guys, feel free to send your energy into this deck asking for advice for processing lingering emotions. I know today's session has been brief, but if you guys have been enjoying the messages coming through today, if you'd like to offer an energetic exchange in the form of a donation, they're always appreciated. If you haven't followed me on Insight Timer, please consider doing so you can see when I post my next classes. I'll be back on Wednesday. I'll be back on Wednesday to talk about Mercury stationing direct. Our Mercury retrograde is about to end. Thank you so much, Charlotte, for your donation. If you guys would prefer to donate off of Insight Timer, I have PayPal and Venmo links in my Insight Timer bio. Kiana, it's been so on point from the moment you started. Awesome. April, if you would like to send healing energy, I will accept all energy that is in alignment with my highest good and recovery, so thank you. All right, guys, advice for processing these lingering emotions. Card number 48 brings us the energy of the 10th house, which is authority. Thank you so much, Kerr. If your chart were a village map, the 10th house would hold the courthouse, government seat, and the public face of your work. Here is the arena for your most public self, your relationship to authority figures, and your role as a leader. You are being asked to step up and take on the next level of personal authority. It's hard to build something without a clear blueprint, so look at your definition of a strong leader and decide whether you need to amend it. Remember how you felt as a kid about your parents, the school principal, priests, police, and teachers, and observe whether they used their responsibility wisely and encouraged you to develop yours, or whether you needed to rebel to be safe. Notice your relationship to the concept of divine authority and investigate if it was something to be feared, ignored, or expanded. Did it offer you safety and refuge? These patterns affect both how you react to outside authority and what you expect from yourself as a parent, professional, or leader. Sort between the traits that worked and those not worth emulating. Deconstruct assumptions about authority that no longer serve you. Authority is no longer what other people carry. It is what you are developing within. Take responsibility for healing old wounds around empowerment and create new blueprints. If needed, tell off someone who abused their authority, either in person, in therapy, or in a letter you burn and release. Get the training and certification you need. Create a mental collage of good role models, people who lead in a way that empowers others. Create a clear picture of competent, responsible, loving, and empowering authority. Step into that role and be that pillar in your community and family with confidence. The challenge of this card: a bully is a parody of true leadership. Be careful not to mistake power over others as equal to empowerment within. The gift of this card: wherever you are in your evolution, it's time to take the next step up the mountain of leadership, empowerment, and accomplishment. So we asked for advice for processing lingering emotions. And what I'm feeling so deeply is doing a bit of shadow work regarding who told you how you had to act when you were growing up. Who set your rules and your boundaries for you? There might be some forgiveness that's needed from people leading you down the wrong path because of what they had going on in their own psyche that they didn't process yet. And I want you to check yourself, right? Because it's so easy to be so hard on ourselves. Here goes Darla. So easy to be so hard on ourselves, right? I have to do it this way because this is how the perfect mom would act. This is how the perfect boss would act. This is, and you strive for perfection all the time. But where did this concept of perfection come from? Who taught you that you had to be perfect in order to be good enough? Who taught you that you had to follow these set of rules in order to be a good leader, in order to have power, in order to, live life the way that you want to live life? Whatever emotions, whatever happened for the first few months of this year, I feel like it was triggering your sense of not being able to live up to the expectations you've placed on yourself because of the authority figures who raised you. Does that make sense? I already forgot what I said. These first few months of 2024 triggered your inability to rise to the expectations that you put on yourself because of what you were taught when you were growing up. So maybe it's time to process, hey, maybe I shouldn't have been held so accountable as such a young child. Maybe I shouldn't have been steered down this path when really this path is for me. Listen to what's coming up about that, because guys, your emotions are your guides. The more you follow them and the more you honor them, the more they want to lead you down to your highest path. Unbelievably on point. Yes, 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 yes. Makes so much sense. Lisa, finding our authentic selves rather than our conditioned self. 100%. 100%. Darla's going nuts. Kiana, I know this is for me because that's the same message I've been receiving for the past month. Yes, I love that. If a message keeps coming up, you're just not hearing it the way that you're meant to be hearing it. Does that make sense? Sophia, I feel we have been called over and over again to step into leadership. Maybe we have blockages around it because of the authority figures we had in the past. Good way of looking at that. Yeah, especially with all of this Aries North Node, Aries Chiron energy, we have been pulled into a lot of leadership, a lot of individuality, being yourself, being on your own, being independent. When you're independent, you kind of are a natural leader because you're always leading by example. If you're not following the crowd, you're leading by example. So yes, we are being very much pulled into leadership roles. And if you do have that fear and anxiety of like, well, I can't do that. I can't lead this group of people. I can't go off on my own and do what I want to do. It could be because you were led astray and you're still believing what these people told you. I'm a total anarchist, right? I'm a total rebel. You don't tell Jacqui Mancuso what to do. Never have, never will be able to. So not to say that like the authority figures growing up were bad people. They just had their own stuff going on. So have you taken the time to like digest that? Charlotte, if you can't do it right, don't do it at all comes up when I think about this. Maybe why I find it difficult to start things. Oh my gosh, that's a heavy belief. If you can't do it right, don't do it at all. You're missing out on so much. I love messing up. It's so much fun. Kiana says, I'm the same, Charlotte. I've been so in my divine feminine energy that I've been speaking from my heart and having all these creative thoughts for how to be the leader I need to be, but struggling with putting a plan into action. Your role is to take the first step, allow the universe to bring the path to your feet. Jenny got the message leadership over and over last year and didn't quite get it. Then I got lead by example and realized it's all about being authentic. Yes, 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 yes. I love it. Nina, aren't you getting away? Think of your voice as you processing, moving through the last few months. What? What do you mean, Nina? Carrie, they only knew what they knew at the time. Exactly. Kerr's looking forward to Mars and Aries. Leadership has never been a personal goal, but my leadership qualities have been refined over the last few years, so who knows? That's amazing. Yeah, Mars and Aries is going to bring a lot of us into our leadership abilities. Yes, Nina, I am going away to a cabin in the woods in like 2 weeks. What does that have to do with my voice? Think of your voice as you processing, moving through the last few months. Could be. I love not talking. My husband was asking me so many questions yesterday, and I would just give him that glare. Like, it hurts to talk. I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to answer your question about what you already know the answer to. Mimi's been trying to remove perfectionism from your life for a while. You have the power. You can do it. So what has been transformed? You're completely coming into your angelic self. You have access to it. The seraphim are trying to help you. And advice for processing the lingering emotions that have been developed from the hardship in early 2024. Look to the authority that steered you in a certain direction in childhood. And just check in if it's still working for you or not. It might be. It might not be. If you want to see the text update of these oracle cards, be sure to check our spiritual community. That's the name of the group I have on Insight Timer. Bonnie posts the oracle card recaps in our spiritual community. You can find that on my Insight Timer bio. If you've enjoyed this session today, all donations are appreciated, either on or off of Insight Timer. This replay will be up on my YouTube channel in a couple of hours. Just search my name on YouTube. And I promise, guys, I will be getting out the Taurus monthly email with the Taurus playlist and the courses, whatever else comes. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for bearing with me with my lack of voice today. Thank you, Tracy, for your donation. I will be back on Wednesday, and we'll talk about Mercury stationing direct. Seraphim. Here, Charlotte, I'm going to hold it up real close to the camera. Can you see Seraphim? Seraphim. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all your well wishes. Sending love to all. Namaste. I hope that video was just as insightful for you as it was for all of us. Darla and I really appreciate you being here with me. Thank you for liking this video, sharing it with a friend who you think would benefit, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also, drop a comment and let us know what you got from this video. What was your biggest insight or takeaway? If you want to see what else I'm working on, click on my link tree. It's right underneath this YouTube video. We'll see you next time. Take care.